Hello friends, and welcome back. So today we are going to deal with the theory of queuing, that is called queuing theory. Now let us understand what is queuing theory, where it is applied, and why do we require it. Okay, let us go to the theory part of it. The chapter name is Queuing Theory. Introduction. A flow of customers from or finite or infinite population towards a service facility forms a queue or a wait line. Now, a service facility, I am referring to any barber shop or a petrol bunk. Now, you can see you can see queues there, or in when you go to a doctor, or even when you go to a temple, you can see the queues. That is wait line. On account of lack of capability to serve all the customers, all of them at a time. So that is why we learn queuing theory. In the absence of perfect balance between service facilities and customers, since there is no balance, the waiting time is required either for service facilities or for customers' arrival. Now let us see some examples of such queues in service facilities. Like, now you can take a service facility of electricity bill payment. Whenever you go there will be a queue. Usually, if some of the temples, if you go to Dharmasthala or some of the temples, if you go, there are lot of big queues. If you go to barber shop or beauty parlors, you have to wait in the queue. Suddenly you cannot go and get the service done. If you go to petrol bunks, many a times you can find the queue. If you go to highway toll gates, I think you have seen toll gates on the highways. There also there are queues. If you go to a doctor, then also you'll find a queue there. Now let us go further. The arriving unit that requires some arriving unit, in the sense, who arrives there at the service facility? The customer. The customer that arrives requires some services to be performed, is called as the customer. The customer may be persons, machines, vehicles, etc. Queue wait line stands for the number of customers waited to be served. Always in such places there are customers waiting in the queue. Now this does not include customers being serviced. Apart from those customers who are waiting in the queue, there are also some customers who are being serviced. Correct? Doctor is taking care of the people, or maybe in the cutting saloon or in the beauty parlor they are being serviced, or maybe in the highway toll gate they are being issued the toll pass. The customers being serviced. There are two types of wait line. Those are waiting to be serviced, and those who are being serviced. There are two types here. Then the process or the system that provides services to customers is termed as service channel or the service facility. Right? Now let us understand what is a queuing system. A queuing system can be completely described by the spelling is like this. No, that's not the right spelling, so I will just take this off. Right, the queuing system, first you need to understand the input that is arrival pattern, the service mechanism, the service pattern, the queue discipline, the customer's behavior. Now let us see all one by one. Now the first one, the input arrival system, right? That is, the input arrival means how the people are arriving. Now we are taking here a statistical distribution called Poisson distribution, wherein mean arrival rate is denoted by lambda. This particular terminology is called as lambda. Okay. Now the second, the service mechanism, the service rate is denoted by m. Sorry, the service rate, it's not m, it is mu. This terminology is called mu, right? So this is the service rate. Now this is mean arrival rate, which is denoted by lambda. The mean service rate means at what rate the service is being done is called mu. At what rate customers are arriving is called, or coming is called lambda, coming to the shop. Now the Q discipline, the most common Q discipline, the third one, Q discipline, most common Q disciplines are first come, first served, that is FCFS. The person who comes first, he is served first. Usually in a beauty parlor or in a cutting saloon or in a highway, usually first come, first served basis is valid. Now first in, first out. Now this FIFO, this is called as FIFO. First in, first out means here first come means first served, but it is not guarantee that first served is himself is going out. Maybe the second person who is coming in, his service is very small, 1 minute service he requires. The first person who has come in requires 5 minutes of service. Maybe the second person who has come in, who requires just 1 minute of service, will be going out than the first person. It could be possible in first come, first served. There is no guarantee that the first person who has come in will go first only. But yes, first person who has come in will be served first, definitely. But who will go out first based on the timings, how much time they are being serviced. In, first out, it is seen that this usually happens in the production systems. The first batch which comes in, once the batch is completed, first batch is sent out. Only then the second batch is sent out. So this type of a Q discipline is called as first in, first out. In some cases, you can also see last in, first out. In last in, first out, what happens is, if you have seen, if you're keeping some project works on the teacher's table, okay, now there will be a chunk of project reports on the teacher's table. Now what would teachers do is, the first person who has kept it, the teacher will not take that file. The one which is on the top means the last person who has kept it, that person's project will be signed first and given first. So this is an example of last in, first out. This also happens most of the time. Okay. And selection for the service is random order. In the sense, the service selection is random in order. That is called a zero method. Yes. Service in random order. Now this is called FIFO, first in, first out, LIFO, last in, first out, FCFS, that is first come, first serve. Now zero, that is selection for service in random order. Now here what happens is, there is no predefined rules for selecting whose service will be done first. Okay, it depends. In some of the cases, maybe you have seen in some cases wherein a random order is picked. There is no guarantee that any person will be selected. Any person, in the sense like you might have seen that whenever a hit movie comes to a theater, there is so much of a queue that who will get the ticket and who will not get the ticket is a question there. Okay. And in some cases where there is no queue at all are fighting to get the get the ticket, or let's maybe for the concert, those who are raising hands, fighting for it, jumping here and there, maybe some person will get the ticket. So that is an example of selection of service in random order. Okay, so that also happens. The last one is customer's behavior. The customer behavior. Even in the queue discipline, in the queue system, you have understood input or arrival pattern, service mechanism, queue discipline. Now main thing is, how do customers behave in a queue? The customers generally behave in following 4 ways. First one is balking. Here, a customer who leaves the queue because queue is too long and he has no time to wait, or does not have sufficient waiting space. Now customer is in a hurry, maybe he has to go to the office, maybe the queue is too long and he thinks that he will not get it, and that's why a customer leaves the queue. This kind of behavior from the customer is called as balking. The next general behavior of customers is reneging. In reneging, this occurs when waiting customer leaves the queue due to impatience. Customer is very impatient and he leaves the queue. Now this kind of a behavior is called as reneging. The third one is priorities. In certain applications, some customers are served before others, regardless of their arrival. These customers have the priority over others. So this is called as priorities. Maybe a temple line is there. Okay, temple line is there. All are waiting in the queue, and a politician or maybe a Bollywood celebrity comes there. A cricketer comes there. So he will not stand in a queue. They are taken over others, and they are taken over the priority than others. So this means what happens is the queue discipline is broken. I mean, in the sense they are given more priority. They will be given a first chance. So this kind of behavior is called as priorities. The last one is jockeying. Now, jockeying means the customer wants to be in an advantageous position. So customer may jockey, means to gain better position in the queue, may jump from one waiting line to another. This is the most common behavior in the supermarket. When you go to supermarket billing or something, the customer will be jumping from this queue to that queue to this queue, whichever goes faster. Now this kind of behavior is called as jockeying. So now with this we have understood, in the queuing system there is an input system arrival pattern, there is a service mechanism, there is service pattern, that is lambda and mu. Queue discipline we have understood, what type of queues are there, and we also seen how customers behave. So in this queuing we have understood comfortably what are the concepts are there here. Now let us understand the key notations or denotations which are required when you are solving the problems. The first notation is lambda, that is called as mean arrival rate. At what rate the customers are arriving to the queue, or if there is a highway, what rate? Rate means when you measure the arrival with time, that is called as rate. Whenever you measure something with time, it is called rate. Anything you measure with time, it is rate. At what rate customers arrive or the cars arrive in the highway toll gate? That is rate, that is lambda. What rate customers come to the beauty parlor? That is lambda. At what rate the customers are coming, the devotees are coming to the temple? That is lambda. Now, at what rate customers are being served? That is mean service rate, is called mu. What rate the cars are given the toll pass? That is service rate. At what rate you are getting tickets at the ticket counter? How many minutes he is taking? How many tickets he is giving in an hour is called service rate. How many minutes he takes to give one thing, that is not the maybe. No, that's what we want to know, the mean service rate here. At what rate they are doing the service? At what rate people are getting treated in the doctor? Maybe a dentist, when you go, there is a queue and there is at what rate the people are getting service there? That is mu. Then comes the traffic intensity or the service intensity. Now this denotion is called as a rho. RHO, you can say rho. ROW, how you say? You can say rho. RHO. It is called as traffic intensity. Traffic intensity or the service intensity. Now, how will you measure? I will just show you. How much intense is the traffic? how much intense is the service, you can find out with this, called rho. It is usually called as traffic intensity, not the service intensity, traffic intensity. The next one is LS, that is average expected units in the region, or in the sense like how many people are waiting in the system, how many people are being serviced in the system is LS. I will just tell you all this LS, WS, LQ, WQ in a table below here. You will get the clear idea there. Now, WS is average waiting time of the customer in the queue. How much time he is waiting in the unit, waiting time in the unit. LQ is average expected queue length. WQ is average waiting time of the customer in the queue. How much is the length? How much is the waiting time? Now these two are outside the system, these two are inside the system. I will explain all these four again. You'll understand it clearly in the below table. Now let us understand this P naught. P naught is idle time or zero customers. When there are no customers, when they ask you what is the free time of the service provider or what is the idle time of the service provider, it is the same. Or they might ask you what is the probability of having zero customers. Zero customers means the service provider is free, he's idle, sitting idle, right? So that is called as P naught. You need to find out. Ln is the average length of non-empty queue. Non-empty queue means the queue is always full. Whenever you go, you can see a queue. That is called as a queue you can find at any time. Means it is called as non-empty queue. What is the length of it? That is Ln. Now, what is the waiting time for the non-empty queue? So, that is Wn. Now, as I told you, I'll explain you all these four, which is asked in all the problems. These things are asked in all the problems. Ln and Wn is very rare. This you have to interpret from the problem. You have to start analyzing what is rho, what is LS, WS, LQ, WQ, P naught. These are very famous questions, and Ln sometimes, and very rarely Wn. So this you have to see. Now anyway, traffic intensity is very easy. Rho, I will tell you how the formula, or I have given formula for everything here. But let us understand what are these four. This four. Now, whenever you are talking about anything, right? Whenever you're talking about a queue or something, now queue is outside the system and inside the system. Now, what do you mean by system? Okay. Now, in the sense, if you see, if you go to a beauty parlor, right? Now, how many people are waiting outside? Means length of the queue, number of people outside, how many people are waiting? Means how many people are sitting on the sofa or the waiting chair. That is LQ. But some people are being serviced inside. How many people are there? Number of people or length of the people or length of this thing. You cannot say length of the queue here. Length of or number of people inside the system means maybe there are 3 chairs on which they are being serviced. So 3 people are waiting. That length is called as LS. Maybe 10 people are waiting outside. That is LQ. 3 people are being serviced. That is LS. 10 people are waiting outside. That is LQ. 3 people are being serviced. That is LS. Understood? So now, waiting time, their respective waiting time. What is the waiting time of people who are sitting on the sofa outside? That is WQ. What is the waiting time of the people? Means how much time it will take for these people to complete. That is WS. So both have waiting time. For one person to be serviced, how much time it will take? That is WS. How much time people have to wait outside? That is WQ. So I hope you understood this concept. This concept is very, very important. So then only you will be able to understand LQ, LS, WQ, WS, which is asked in almost all of the problems. Now let's see the formulas. Now traffic intensity rho is equal to, as I told you, traffic intensity starts from here. Now to find out, you need to have these things, lambda and mu. If you are able to find these things on a single time parameter, you can measure it. Rho is equal to lambda divided by mu, that is mean arrival rate divided by mean service rate, will give you traffic intensity. Simple. Then comes these formulas, these four formulas, means these four. LS is here, rho divided by 1 minus rho. LQ, it is here, rho square divided by 1 minus rho. Then WS, it is here, 1 divided by mu minus lambda. Then WQ is here, rho divided by mu minus lambda. Then P naught. P naught is what? P naught is idle time, or there are no zero customers, means there are no customers, free time for the service provider. That is P naught. It is nothing but 1 minus rho. Rho is traffic intensity, 1 minus traffic intensity. Intense traffic, 1 minus intense traffic means there is no traffic. Rho is intense traffic. 1 minus rho is no traffic. No traffic means service provider is free. Then length of the queue, ln of a non-empty queue, mu minus mu divided by lambda. So these are the formulas which are there. Now, so this is the theory which is required for queuing, understanding the queuing systems. So now we have understood the queuing theory introduction and whatever was required in the theory part. Now in the next video we will solve the problems. For then, till then, bye.